Hi, welcome to Parade Handmade. I am really excited about today's project. I want to make some tiny little pouches, little hold alls with a beaded chain to hold little precious objects. This is what I'm going to use. These are from a recycling centre. They're wool. I could hold on to them to make some more cat baskets, but I don't have enough. And they're perfect for this kind of project. There's different colours. There's a kind of deeper pink, and these are quite a natural selection of colours, but I just feel that these really work with the season, and they're going to work really well with our little projects. I just want to say firstly, welcome to our new subscribers. I couldn't keep up with the subscribers. Now, in my world, I had about 9 or 10 new subscribers last week, which is fantastic. So what I'll do now is, I'm not going to say a number, I just want to say hi and welcome to the new subscribers. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. It's just a tiny little project, but it's the daintiness of this project that's perfect. First, you have your little piece of material about the length of your hand. That was just for a rough idea, so when I do the next one, or if I do another one, it's going to be right. So thread your needle, tie a knot, and just do 2 rows of stitches across the top end. You can do a third one if you like. It's to secure it from fraying, that's all. Then roll it down a little bit, maybe twice, and again, right on top of it, do a back stitch across it, just to secure it better. I did 2 rows. I did a little, you could do a hemming stitch as well, but it's not necessary. So now, fold it up. It'll be kind of like that. That's the idea. That's a little bit too long maybe because the lid is too short. Now, that's better. And it's going to be a cutie little bag that size. You have to sew down along there and down along there, but maybe 2 rows again so that it won't fray. So here you go. Sew, in and out and out. Back stitching is best because it's tighter. Running isn't enough. You'd have to do a whole lot more stitches. And then fasten it off at the end. I start at the entry part to the pouch and then come back up again from the bottom. This little pouch, it's now ready to house a few little things. So let's just say, little guys, in you go with the little plex, for example. And then close it over. So it'll be like that. I've decided to go with, well, I was going to go with that, which is pretty cute, little wooden buttons, but this is a little wooden button and it says handmade with love, so you can decide, and this will age with time as well, or you could color it or varnish or anything like that. I can make this very difficult or very simple, so I'm just going to go simple because simple is probably anyone else's normal. So I'm going to attach that there. I really like it. It's a little charm thing to attach to it, so I will sew that on there and there. This is some waxed cotton cord. I have some leather thong somewhere, but this is nice and light as this is nice and light. So I think I'll just work with that. Of course, I could have used the backing on this, but I didn't want to. I just wanted it to be quick and simple and fun and make it as long lasting as possible. And this double edge, this double row of stitching will help that not to fray on you. Similarly here, you've done lots of stitching back and forth. It's so tiny you can do that. I'm just finishing off a little tiny one now, and I'll show you them all at the end. This is, I used a little piece, a little swatch of the, the original material to just back it. I decided on a new thing. This is a button. I placed a button on the front and I put the button there in the end. And it's a smaller button. I realized I had smaller ones in there. And what I'm going to do is, there's 5 there. So with the central one, I am going to make that into a little loop so that it'll just go over the button just about, and that's going to secure it. Instead of going down the line of those little things, which I hate putting on, I have to say, these little businesses, the clasps. And in hindsight, I wouldn't have used the clasp because this material is quite delicate and you have to put leather on the back and the front and it's a bit time consuming. So what you can do is make a buttonhole if you like. Tricky with this material, but this is the way I'm going to do it. Secure the button on the back of it. I put a little piece of that swatch, as I said, and then I'll make a loop, and then that's the simplest way. La 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 la. Here we are again. I have another little piece with some fringe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There isn't one right up to the edge, but I don't think that's going to matter. It'll be fine. And that's going to be the lid. So we need to bring up a piece to here to make the length. So I'm going to give myself ample room. Again, I want that to fold over, and I'll do a little button, but it won't be the functional part. I'll do the little clasp underneath. I have my own glasses lengthwise. It should be narrower than these. These are quite big ones. They're going to be for reading glasses. I'm going to cut it to there just to give us ample room. There you go. Very brave with the scissors. You know that from before. That's going to be the flap over. Nice generous one. Then this can come up. I'm going to get a pin to mark that, because otherwise we could get lost, couldn't we? That is the folding over area. That gives us room to do this. That's a little bit long, but we're going to have to make this as we did before. A couple of rows of stitches back and forth there. Back stitches are best, and it'll keep that from fraying on you. Then when you roll it down once, roll it down twice, and again with your stitches back and forth in a similar color so you won't really see it. And then you can embellish over it, and that'll be all right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a pretty button on the outside, and I'm going to, because I can, embellish here with a little bit of needle felting. I'm going to pin this in place. So you know, the same drill as before, up and down the side. After you've secured your little top piece here, very important, go up and down the side, joining the two sides with a back stitch with a nice, just a nice, you can go contrasting or similar thread, back stitch up from the top here, back down. You can tuck it under like that, or you can turn it out the way we did the other one. It's up to you, depends on the style that you prefer. So I'm pinning this in place here, just so that I will do my little design in the right place. This is our little, remember the baby sponge for the felting. This is going to be needle felting. We will, now obviously I'm going to do it on the single like this, but just for the visual for a moment. Button or clasp can go here. Don't forget to strengthen the back part with a little piece of leather or something strong like that. And then your button or your pretend folly button could go in the front. And I really like these. I'm going to use this. This is a button that I'm going to use and pretend it's a button, and then use my little plastic fastener in the back so it'll open easily. You don't have to fumble, and I don't have to make a buttonhole in this very soft material that will fray easily. I'm actually going to pin that there so that I know where the button will be, more or less, give or take. And I can see where my pattern should be. Now, I want to do this as a pretty little feminine one with beading, a little beaded cord, like a necklace. I chose an old piece of leatherette to put here and here in place so that I can secure my little clasp, snap pin or whatever you call them, in place later. And I will do the same in the other place on my little pouch, so that there isn't that straining going on against the delicate material. Just supports it a little bit better. I've also run up and down the sides, as you see, a couple of times. And before that, I secured the top, as you've seen in the pictures. Did a double row and folded it over twice, did another row. You could also then go again and do a little hemming stitch. It's up to you. It depends on how much time you want to while away. And I've also just knotted unsophisticatedly, let's say. I've trimmed them off. And this is the part where I want to embellish with a little bit of needle felting. So I wanted to show you, I have some little bits and pieces. These are offcuts from older projects. And I wanted to show you how simple this could be. It does not have to be anything like wildly fantastic. Let's say we'll do a little pink flower. So I'm just going to pull off a little piece, twirl it in a little, just twirl it around like that, and it kind of looks like when you put it down on here and you stab it with your little, it looks like a little rosette or a little, yeah, it's a little rosette. You know the way flower petals kind of fold into each other. And you have yourself a little rose or a little peony rose or a carnation or whatever it is you want it to be. I might do some in red as well, just as a little change. So I won't be able to roll this much, but I'll tease it out because this was already felted at an earlier stage. But similarly, you don't have to fuss too much when you're doing needle felting. It's very forgiving and it's very, I like it because it's malleable. You just have to remember to go, if you can, directly in and out so that you don't bend the needles. I have 3 in this pen. I think that's all it takes. You can use one single one. You don't even have to have a pen. You can have a single needle and just take a slightly little bit longer. This goes 3 times as fast, as you can imagine. And this is an old piece. This has a little bit of greenery in it, so I'm just going to use that as the greenery that would be, you know, in and out and amongst this. So it doesn't even have to, look, I'm not even making a big plan. It's just kind of a little visual thing, a pretty little addition. And I'm just going to rob another little bit of green if I can find it and put it there. Just to give the impression of a plant, you know, and in the bushes or a little bunch of flowers. You don't know how it's going to join to the material, so you just have to play it by ear. There's a nice thick piece. We can use that. That's nice. That could be like a leaf nearly. That's part of that pink flower. Obviously with embroidery you could get more precise with this. You can get quite precise with felting as well. Oh, here's a fine piece. I'd still like to have the greenery on the bottom. I'm going to put another little flower there. Maybe I should do that first. Well, I do a yellow one just because. Let's do a little yellow one. And then I'll show you the beading. I'm just going to make a simple beaded strand. I'm tempted to do it on catgut. You can do it on jewellery wire if you want, but I'm not going to get into that. I can do that another time and show you, if you really want that, how to make, you know, just how to, I'm sure many of you know already, but how to actually make a little necklace. Or, but for a beaded thing like this, you can use catgut. It's really handy. You don't even need a needle. We'll see when I get down to it. Now I'm going to just go in with the green now, and I think we'll need a little bit peeping up the top here too. I'm going to stretch that a bit, so I'm just going to send it out to the side just ever so slightly. Peel it up and down now and then, just so that you're not totally attached. Let me see if I got another little bit. Oh, there's purple. Purple would be gorgeous too, wouldn't it? Now a little smally one and a bit of green involved. I don't know if you'll see the green. You see, because it's wool, it's very forgiving. It'll take this. That's gorgeous now. A little bit of wool, a bit of purpley in there. It doesn't have to be too showy. Of course, now I've got 4 little flowers and I'm thinking I really need to get another one. What I'll do is I will introduce another small, tiny pink one, or, you know, just pick one of those colours. I could go pale pink, but we've got pale pink in the back and I don't want to have that too confusing. It's abstract enough without confusing the situation. I might put another tiny bit of pink in there, you know, the dark pink, if I have it here. Yeah, but maybe it should be yellow, I wonder. Now that's kind of cutesy, isn't it? Do you think that's all right? Is it a little bit lopsided? I think that's all right. I think it's like a little bunch of flowers. I'm sure there's more to do. You can always embellish more. I love embellishment. Embellish, embellish, embellish. Now, I am going to show you how to add the little chain. You have to just decide yourself how long you want it to be. I'd like it so that it hangs, you know, below my chest, kind of, so that I don't want it sitting out on the bust, if you know what I mean. I want it just to hang below there, probably more toward the upper stomachs. I will measure that out over my head. You can decide yourself how long it's going to be. I have some fishing wire. It's usually very strong, you know, even if it's very fine. Let me just check and see, does this go through my seed beads? I'm using seed beads because I think it's a dainty project. Yes, it'll actually go through. Not all the needles are going to go through that because the holes are quite small. So that's grand. I'm going to use that needle. But first of all, what I wanted to do was to secure it. to my piece on one side. So I made my fishing line a little bit longer than I need it. And I am just going to go somewhere near the top there where it's good and strong. And you can go through the thread that you used already. Go through a double piece of material. Here, what I might do is actually put a little bead on. Sorry, it'll secure it on the inside for you. So I'm going to tie that, just put it on and then just tie it in a knot. And we want it to be good and secure. Now, go through the inside like this. And that should secure it, so you don't have to go round and round and round. So now that'll be hidden later on when you're using your piece. I've chosen the colours that match this, so they draw out the colours more or less in the piece that you're using. I love the kind of dolly mixture feel where you just kind of go in and out. You can go in a few times just through them. And you can do it like the way I do it. Uh-oh, some of these needles. No, do you know what? I'm going to not do it with the needle at all because that can drive me nuts. And we'll just, this is the part that could take you a little while. But basically you're just making a nice little coloured-y, tutti-frutti cord, I suppose. That'll come out and up the side of your piece like this. And I'm just going to carry on now and show you how far I'm getting in a minute. I'm not going to lie to you. I absolutely hate doing things like this part. Hi. I've been working very hard on these. They're much harder than I thought. They're not. They're easy, but I was rushing, I think, and oh, there were so many possibilities. Got very excited. That's the little guy's pouch. I just really adore it. So it's very simple. That's just some cotton cord. A little button I decided to do, like I said, with a little loop. Whoops. A little loop with the central one. You can make these things up as you go along. And then let's say we have little plex, which I have buttons in there instead, because I do have a few plex, because I'm a fantastic guitarist. Anybody who knows me will confirm that. Yeah. And we tell ourselves stories. And then, yeah, he just works like that. And, you know, the guys, you can add extra bits on, shells or God knows what else that they find, and off you go. And it's really cutesy. You can make these for, you know, put little bits of, it'd be really handy as well to put a little tape measure or a few bob in or both. Now on to the ladies one. This is my ladies one for the glasses. Now I have a bigger pair of glasses in there. So they're not just the regular reading glasses. I'll take them out to give you an idea. It's a lovely soft pouch. And I made it with a lovely strand of beadies. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's a lovely soft strand. And that's my little beading. Remember, I did a little bit of felting and then the beads here. And I added a couple of little beads in the center just for fun. You can keep going with this. Keep going, keep going. So yes, you can put your little pencils in there instead if you want. And if you want this to be sturdier, just use that backing first. That backing we spoke of. You can even put a lining in on top of that. But I love the quiet sewing of this. I actually love. And so I have it so that I can wear it and it hangs down here. I don't want it, you know, here. So it's down there, and actually I think I'm going to use it for my second pair of glasses. I'm getting to that stage where I need them. See, I have this on and then I have it off. I need these for distance. I don't need them for close-up. So I don't know. I'll see. We'll see what I'll do. Maybe I'll give it to my mom or somebody. Thank you for watching. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I'm in a bit of a whirl. Good luck with your stuff. Thank you to our new subscribers, of course. I don't know how many there are. I haven't looked today. Putty tat downstairs. And I'm looking forward to next week. I have no clue what I'm going to do yet. But I'm hoping you're enjoying them. And good luck with your stuff. And keep going. That's the main thing.